Welcome back everyone to Let's Play Advanced Tactics Gold. This is episode number 28. I'm zoomed out, hex coloring is on, so that means yes, it's time to look at how things are going in the world. In our little world at least. And in this little world, the Germans have pushed all the way to make up. That's surprising, I did not expect that, so even though the Germans, you would have to say, are being pretty soundly defeated on the west, they are really making a run at the Russians in the east, and that's exactly what I was hoping for, which should kind of trim down the Russian threat. What I had feared and started to at least imagine would come true is that the Russians would kind of steamroll while the French and German focused on me, making for a pretty intense fight when it came down to it. With one of their cities actually being captured right now, it's gonna not that this city is not connected by roads, so it's its own little deal going on down here. It's not really interacting with the rest of the Russian units because there's no road connection. So there's not a headquarters. The city is not sharing its resources with some headquarter up here. However, it's still nice to see that that's at least one turn that the Russians will be set back for their city production. Okay, and then just the fact that it's damaged, switching sides, the attacks on the city, etc. Well, what I'm trying to say is I'm pretty happy. Still, we see Lorient is in Russian hands. The Germans are just doing really, really well. They've pushed onto Laval. They've been around Laval for the last 15 turns or so. But the fact that they're doing that with one city less than the French is, again, pretty impressive. Now, the French are probably going to be the first regime to collapse because we see that I've just taken Nîmes. I already took Coutances. They're really down to only 3 cities. Their capital and 2 more. Well, Laval is still in the running, but that's 4 cities. They've lost 3 already: Lorient, Coutances, and Nîmes. So that's not looking good for them. All right, so that's probably all we need to talk about for the overview. Let's turn off hex coloring. By the way, it is interesting. I prefer the hex grid because I don't mind it. I'm used to the old board games. But if you choose not to raster the grid, it is kind of interesting to view the map from kind of a more... it looks a little bit more realistic. You kind of don't see the board as much as you see territory, right? Now we look and Nîmes looks like a little city nestled among some forest in the fields, right, with a mountain chain right above it. It looks a little better, but I'm so min-max focused that I really prefer to make sure that I see and can count the exact grids. So this is obvious. You can play any way you want. Some people may get a greater pleasure and certainly more immersion from playing without that grid rastered. I'm going to continue to use it because it's helpful for me. Okay, so now let's go ahead and continue our attack in the south. What I've done is move these artillery up, and I'm going to continue moving them up. I think I forgot to move this guy last turn, so let's... where do we want to throw him? I guess we'll throw him this way. I don't know if that was the best decision. He might have been able to get better... Let's see, 1, 2, 3 to move there. It's only 2. Yeah, actually, I think that was the right decision. So, let me see... Just had to take care of that vibration issue on my phone. I don't want to add artillery here. I'm actually going to move them both forward to Fishhawk and do the bombardment from here. So what we're doing is just creeping forward. So you can think of it, these rounds are each 1 month each. You can think of it that instead of bombarding this unit constantly for a whole month, they spent 2 weeks moving forward, and now they're going to bombard for the rest of the 2 weeks, or 2 weeks and some change on this unit. And that's what I'm going to have them do. So they didn't spend their entire time just focusing on destroying this unit. We moved forward at the same time. And that's very effective. So if that's low enough, which, wow, it certainly is, we will actually continue with a follow-up attack there. I'm surprised how well that went, actually. And what I think I'll do is I'll probably move this unit forward. I don't think he even needs to engage in the attack, in fact. So I think we'll attack with this unit and this unit. The only reason why I'm choosing to attack with more units, I don't need to. I'm sure that would be okay with attacking with less. But I can increase the unit's morale because a victory usually increases their morale, which is good. So even these machine guns, they get a little bit of experience. I mean, yeah, I guess there's not a reason not to attack with all of them. So let's just do that. Use this as a combat experience. And there, we didn't even take a single casualty. So that should increase their experience and raise the morale of the units, especially like, let's see, the machine guns that were at like 15 and now they're at 65. That's really good. So let's move the units forward who can only move forward, but the ones that can move here, let's move them here. We don't need to follow up attack yet, so. Yeah, we'll move them here. Okay. Now these machine guns, I think I'm going to push far forward, maybe one of these guys, the ones... We don't see a whole lot of armor on this front, so I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to park this unit here and send this unit north. Okay, that's fine. That's good. This unit, let's actually push him forward here. We can conquer that area, and this unit will push forward here. We'll just get ready. We're beginning our surround of Velburg. In typical Tortuga fashion, we'll surround and then attack it from multiple sides to get the best attack bonus we can. This unit's a little annoying. The problem is, if I calculated this correctly off camera, it's going to take 50 to attack and move in from here, I think. Landscape to move into fields or plains is 20, but it's an additional 10 because enemy enemy territory, and additional 10 for zone of control. So it should be 40. It'll be 30 to move here, and 40 because it's again the same thing, zone of control and enemy territory. So 40, 40, and it'll cost 30 to move here. So we can see that if I move here, it's 90, and I can't get there. That's interesting. I could actually kind of move around. So what I think I need to do, long story short, is attack this unit, but not with this guy. Because if we're able to move here without a zone of control penalty, this armor unit can make it up here. And I think that's what I'm going to end up wanting to do. I'm not sure. Anyways, this machine gun, we should have the strength to attack this guy, even if I do a double assault here and here. This guy's free to move north if we want. Not that the machine gun holding here is ideal, but I think we can get this guy here as well. Yeah. So we don't need this artillery ranger unit to end up in this hex. And this guy can move here. Now, do we need that to happen? I'm just really worried about this. The further forward I can move my armor, the better. Because I need more armor to start. This is just an insane unit. Just insane. Very, very, very powerful. And even for a factory which produces 8, this is still 3 factories worth, or 3 turns with 1 factory. So, yeah, let's do that. We know we want to attack with this guy, and we might as well attack with this guy because he doesn't need to move far enough to do anything different. So, good. Unfortunately, that did not completely eliminate him. We could do a follow-up attack, though, and I think we're going to do that. I need to push him out of the way for my armor. Okay, that's good. So that eliminates the zone of control threat on this particular hex. We'll go ahead and move that guy forward. What does that mean? So, If there was a bridge here, this armor could actually cross, but he can actually get into this hex. He can also get into this hex. We know that he won't be able to actually contribute to anything on the west because there's no way he can cross. Okay, well that's good. At least this unit can move forward here. This unit can get to here. I think I just cut off this unit. How is he getting supply? Oh, it's only 36 to go here, so we can actually afford the stream crossing for supply. Well, that's... I got lucky I didn't really check that first. And where will this unit go? I mean, is that in supply? Well, it's no stream crossing, so it almost surely is. actually. So basically it's 61 plus, is it 35 to go into a... So it's 1 here and it's 36 here, so that means it's 35 to go into a swamp. It's 61 here, so 35 means 96. Yep, he'd be in supply going there. Fascinating. I mean, it's not like he's going to be attacked. Is there any reason to do that, though? I don't know. I don't see why we would do that, actually. Alright, so when I do my attacks on this side, basically, I'm going to have to be very careful about this unit. Like, I could attack this unit, but maybe I don't even want to, because then I'll be leaving the precious cover of the forest. So even this engineer, he's pretty far forward. What we probably need to do is grab just this hex and move some heavy anti-tank defenses in there. So hopefully that'll cause the armored car to reconsider. You know, if I'm not mistaken, these guys have an attack stack of 10. But these guys also have an attack stack of 10. No, their stack points of 5. So I'm better off putting more AT guns into a hex than I am actually... I mean, to defend against armored cars. I'm better to put more AT guns into a hex than I am putting light tanks. Okay. Not to mention that light tanks defend a little bit worse against armored cars than AT guns. I think we're still going to want to bombard this unit, and we'll bombard this one with this guy back here. That wasn't spectacular, was it? But the armor here, we do have armor here. So many decisions we could make. Again, I think the biggest threat to any of these places is this armored car. What I probably am best off doing is attacking here, sure. Building the road here, sure. But then actually moving out and leaving it completely undefended. Because it's plains, it's not even field. So this is a really bad hex to stay in, even though we have excellent anti-tank defenses here. I mean, this is basically the Death Star, the Death Ball unit that I see out of any of the German forces in the West. This one being another tough cookie, but... yeah, it's really got me scratching my head about what to do. Okay, well, let's do the attack here, because I think that that's a very reasonable thing to do. We can actually follow it up. We can get another unit involved, so we can do something like this. And that's going to be pretty effective. Okay, that's good. Now this is the big question. See, I can attack the armor up all the way up here, and I can actually bombard this armor, hope to get a little bit lucky against it. I think I'm going to do that just to see what I get for result. Now, I actually do have an artillery in here, so I'm going to choose that unit, and then I'm actually going to choose my best 2 artillery. Because this is such a weak hex, if we bombard it, I don't really care about the results. But let's see what we can get done attacking with 9 artillery onto this guy. Wow, like nothing. Wow, wow, very, very depressing result there. Okay, one thing we could do, actually, we do have the ability to build another light tank. I was going to save these standard light tanks for distributing to forces who need reinforcements, but I think at this point it's better for us to actually create another light tank light armor division. So we'll just have to do things on the fly here. Okay, just set them to be light armor. 13th, hopefully not bad luck. Yeah, so we can move this guy into this hex to continue to defend here. Now the good news is, actually I even think what we'll do, it'll be fun to actually attack this guy with the armor we just brought up. We won't move in, but we'll just quickly eliminate them. The good news is that's also going to give us a little bit more experience. So the main reason why light armor starts with such... Obviously, these guys only have 75 readiness as well, but they start with such low combat value because their experience is so low. 15 compared to 48. It's a massive difference. So a little bit of combat experience will definitely go a long way with them. Now, that means that these guys should be able to move forward and attack. Oh, wow. So, just curious, is anybody else... no, I better not risk it. So let's move forward here. And we have armor here, which can attack from... Well, let's attack from a... I don't think it's going to matter. This is going to give us a bigger bonus if we attack from here, but... Is there... We could move here and then attack from 3 sides. We obviously want to attack from 3 sides. That'll give us a better bonus. I'm really surprised that artillery did not do very much, but make do with the situation as best you can. I think we'll just do this. It's fine. So let's attack with all, and then, well, just it might be easier just to select the people we want. Okay, attack. Wow. So you know what's a lot better than artillery against armored cars? Light armor. Significantly better. Even the remaining ones that they have are in very low supply. So I guess so this guy still has the ability to move, which is cool. We don't have to move into this hex if we don't want. I'm going to do it though. I'm actually going to move in there just because I want to continue to exert a little bit of pressure. Push the French north. The sooner I have this area secure, the better. So let's do this guy, and then, you know, buddy, you gotta just get a move on. So I think that's out of range for the armored car. He can move 20, 20. No, it's not out of range. Well, one thing we could do, which would make them out of range, is actually... Nope, we don't have the action points to move into that hex. That's very unfortunate. And we need to leave this defense here, actually, because we don't know... Yeah, okay, I'm going to move here. And let's move this guy here. So that's what I'm going to do. Actually, one thing I forgot to do, which we might as well do, is play this stupid card, because... I don't know, it supposedly gives our units better recon, but not that I really need it. And it doesn't help the gray, so none of the things we've already done should be affected. Okay, well, let's just push on. I think we're done with everything in the south. Let's move to the north. So this is really kicking a man when they're already down. This unit is so weak, we're just piling on the casualties. Might even have been better for us to attack here, but... we didn't do that, so. All right, now this is a pretty interesting situation we have going in the north. Ideally, I want to take this on this turn. In an even more ideal world, I would take it by first surrounding it. So we have artillery here and here. We have machine guns which can help on the forest. We have 3 machine guns, really. Although these guys are a little bit low on action points. We have units which appear to have enough action points to attack this guy. And it looks like we have artillery which is, I guess, in range to bombard them. Okay, well, let's just do it. Only 6 rounds for this guy because... yeah, he had to move into the low mountains first. But it was really effective. Wow, very, very effective. Okay, so let's do that attack. I'm not going to use the mortars because they do suffer a penalty moving into low mountain. In this case, it's better, especially against infantry, just to use infantry. So that looks good. This looks more than good. And since there's no defensive reason to stay here, it's behind the front line, we'll move those guys forward. Now, again, we'll do the same thing. We'll bombard here and we'll attack. we can get 10 rounds. Okay, so that's good. And now I think this is the first Special Forces, the very first of our division type. Nobody else is in range to attack except for people who I want to attack this other place. So I want this guy to do that. I think I want this guy to do that. So let's just move this guy down. They should be out of supply, but if I'm able to take this road connection, they'll be back in supply. But I think I want this rifleman to actually help against the infantry here. Now to aid that, I think, there's a lot of stuff we could do. There's a lot of stuff, This would take 80, but that's 30. Okay. I think it only costs 60 to move there. Well, let's deal with these things piecemeal. I'm going to hope that the first doesn't take too large of casualties, but most importantly, even if they take casualties, we need them to take this hill. Oh, that's excellent. So we eliminated one completely, and the other one fell back into here. That's fine. So we also will, now I think everything's ready for this unit to move up here. So it only costs 50 instead of 60 now because we eliminated the zone of control on this. So we'll do that. We'll get this unit to move up, and we're really positioning ourselves for a big attack. The good news is we can actually do this as well. So no matter what this first Special Forces ends up doing, we'll have the ability to reinforce this low mountainside. I mean, we've reinforced it already. We don't need to worry about that. Okay, the big question that's going to come now is how to get this hex. I think it's going to be the one we end up having to bombard, in fact. So I think all the machine gun units should move into the suburbans here because we don't need to defend Nîmes. Nîmes is extremely well defended, and we have a lot of reserve units who are going to come up and continue to help defend it. So let's push these machine gun groups forward and figure out what to do with them in a second. Now in the meantime, I'm going to move my artillery forward, and I think what I want to do is bombard the forest with both of these artillery. Yeah. Okay, well, I think that was pretty effective. I hope. Oh, I'm an idiot. I moved all my machine guns into here. I did not want to do that. I wanted to move one of them here, of course. Well, that's okay. Attack with this guy, and we're just gonna have to... Oh, he can't even attack. Okay, well that's fine. And we'll just have to do the attack with both of these machine guns as well. So we're way over the attack stack, but I feel like it's important in this case because we need to take this hex. It's the same situation as the first Special Forces up there. This is the key for us cutting off the factory. So we'll go ahead and do it. Wow, that went a lot better than I thought. Fantastic. Okay, so you will stay there. Yeah, we can't do the attack. Oh, this guy can attack. Oh. Oh, that's really good. So we might as well move at least one of those machine guns in. We probably don't need to move both. Oh, I see. This guy is gonna... He can't move anywhere else anywhere. He can't attack, so he'll be my defensive unit. So yeah, then we'll move two in here. Why not? Who right now can attack this hex? Ah, the 4 armor. What if I move this guy? He can attack too. Okay, I think that's worth it. So, this is such a strange situation. We're going up against them with all of our armor. Now, let's actually take out the lower combat value of these guys, which is actually the guy who didn't do anything this turn yet. Okay, well, let's... Actually, I think that's still the wrong move, because if this attack continues for a long time, the lower action point person will fall out of the attack sooner. So I'm actually going to keep the 85 involved. No, I want the 85 to be able to push forward, though, if we get a chance. So at the risk of possibly causing myself a little more damage, I'm going to do this. Now, should I first move up and bombard? Probably. We can get 50 bombardment on this hex. So let's just do that. Every little bit counts. So a little bit lower entrenchment, a little bit lower readiness. Every little bit counts. Okay, so again, do the attack with all, and then we'll take off the 85. Here we go. Wow, that's looking good. Okay, oh, wow. So the 11th armor pulled through. What heroes. The 11th armor succeeded when everyone else had to fall out from active action points. That's exactly what I was worried about too, but we still ended up defeating them. That's fantastic. Wow, 135 dead, a truck, 7 guns, 2 armor cars. Incredible. Well, that was a memorable success, a memorable battle. A huge victory for the Allied forces. Wow, yeah, that's just a that was a crucial victory. Now, what do we have left? This guy, 85, has the ability to move here. I see. He can't move forward because this unit, as pathetic as they are actually blocking our ability. That's unfortunate. Okay, so now that means this area is all green, which is what I was hoping. Now we might as well move this unit forward. And is there anybody who can attack this guy? That would be so ideal. I'm really surprised 50. If this guy was at 100 action points, he'd be able to do it, but he's 6 action points short. Alright, well, fine. We'll just move this guy forward. We just want to begin exerting pressure as fast as possible down the road. We are really stretched away from our original headquarters. 0% proximity. No surprise there. We really got to reestablish our fronts very soon, which I'm beginning to think we can do as soon as we take Velburg. And now that we've taken everything we need over here, I don't need this tank factory. The only reason why it's still useful to take is just to eliminate the French having it. There's no reason why I'm going to be producing more than 12 tanks a turn. Well, where can you get, buddy? Yeah, we'll move down there then. That's fine. And you? We'll get you down here to push forward faster. And I'm even going to move the machine gun out of Coutances because there's no reason to keep him here. So we'll just protect for now. Actually, there's no reason not to get a little bit better reconnaissance, so we'll push forward. We're still protecting the artillery. Okay, well, if you can move back down, I think that's better. And you can move forward. Good. And you can only move that way. No. Alright, so do we do anything down here? Probably. Why not, right? I think that we don't need to bombard this because armored cars don't really care. So let's just attack with our armor. We do have plenty of armor here, and if we have... Oh, AT guns, that's perfect. Yeah, let's use that. So let's do this attack. That should just obliterate them. One escaped, but pretty good. We lost rifle, machine gun for 3 armored cars. So we'll move in, and we've moved down here. That's okay. And now we can attack, I think, here. I mean, we might as well just start mowing through these forces. What I'm going to do is definitely leave this unit here. Even if we attack with him, I want him to defend against the armored cars. These guys are really strong. So what I think I'll do is move my artillery forward. It was 60 to move in there, I think, but it should be... Sorry, it was 80 to move in there, but now it's 70. Because we lost the zone of control penalty. And that is the closest we have to move there in order to be able to bombard this 57, which is the next unit in my target sites. Let's do that. Oh, I didn't do it, did I? Okay. Just get a very few rounds, but hey, any little bit counts because we're going to attack anyway. So who should be in this attack? I think the armor makes sense. They're just going to steamroll the infantry at this point. I think these guys, and these guys have low morale, and these guys can't engage anyway, so we'll attack with these guys. That's perfect. They had a morale of 85, so let's check that and see if it's still the same. We know that the morale is increasing to 91, and we can see this unit has got morale up to 98 now. So that's the effect of attacking with extra units. It's pretty nice. We have to be a little careful here because this is open. Well, it's fields, but more or less it's plains. We need to make sure that we have a defense against the armored cars. So really, this is the ideal unit to move down there. Unfortunately... Okay, well, we have this unit. Can they move in there? They can. Perfect. That's an AT gun. And here's another AT gun. That is exactly what I was hoping. Since the two AT guns have already moved in there, I don't see any reason not to move in. In fact, can we follow up attack? Oh, we can. Excellent. Kick them while they're down. Maybe this wasn't a good idea. Nope. Yeah, it was okay. 6-3. Not bad. Puts extra pressure. We kicked some people back into the swamp. Yeah, well, things are really falling apart. We've really blown the front wide open. So this is extremely open for us now. And with all the armor we've produced, we can really make a huge run. And this is the question I have now. Is it better to stop and reorganize my lines? General Patton would definitely say no. That when you have the initiative, when you have the opportunity, you should seize it and run with it. So the good news is my people are out of action points, so I can wait until the end of this turn and think off camera about what is a more intelligent decision. I can pretend to be Patton only if I have, you know, like 100 times the amount of time that he would have to think about things. Analyze things from different angles, etc. Alright, so we still have plenty of units. Let's move the 70 because he's red closer to the south, and this guy because he's yellow over there. And this guy, is hard to say. He's not needed anywhere, really. But I think we're going to have to bust open the forest, and for that, infantry is going to be, of course, more important. I don't think there's any reason to move here. We'd just be exposing only a single division to some pretty serious surrounding of enemies. I don't know if that's really advisable. So, since I spent a little bit too long, unfortunately, 30 minutes on this video already. Oh, I know what I'll do. I am going to do this. Move this guy forward, move this guy forward, and we probably are out of supply, but the good news is we have an engineer here. So my engineer is going to move... They don't have enough engineering points to do anything but build a road from here to here. Now that actually really helps. Remember, it's 50 to cross the stream, so we can see now that these guys are in supply. They're just it's kind of silly. I mean, he doesn't have the road here, which he'll get next turn. And then eventually he'll connect like so. But just that bridge with the road is really helpful for getting all these guys supply. So you can see that this guy was out of supply, but now he's only at 64, so we can even get one more hex. Whereas that was originally out of supply, now we have 2 additional hexes we can push. And anything beyond these 2 is probably covered from the road coming from Nîmes. And that's very good. Alright, so I guess the next thing we have to do is to move some headquarters. I think I'm going to move this guy forward to Coutances. Is he going to get there? No. But why is he not going to get there? Oh, of course, because we're not moving on the trucks. We're moving at infantry speed, so it's 30, 30, 30. That's fine. He's a little closer to Coutances. Now, he's still going to be supplying his units by backtracking on this road. Yeah, actually, that's not good. So we'll probably have to move him here instead. And then next term, move him forward to Nîmes. I guess that's what we'll have to do. If we had a road here, if I had sent that engineer up here, it would be even better. We'd just be able to follow the road. But since that's not the case, we'll just move him back. We have this guy, which will move forward. Looks like this guy, we didn't move him at all. He could attack. I don't think we'll do that, though. And this guy, he's also free to move forward. We might as well reinforce the suburban hex a little bit more. Okay, now I'm seeing a lot of gray units, which is what I'm expecting to see. Okay. I don't think it's worth it to attack this guy. No, we'll wait. We'll wait on that. Just let everyone recover a little bit. And we'll leave these guys tucked in just because of the threat of armor. There's no reason to put them into the fields. They're already entrenched here. Okay. So the red, do they need to move forward? They'll probably eventually move forward, yes. But for the time being, they're fine. He's the closest to his troops out of anyone. You can see even the ones that are really far away. Well, that one's 0, so that's a bad example. But this guy's still 40, so a lot of these troops are still in the proximity. In fact, we can kind of facilitate a little bit more. This guy doesn't need to stay here. He's probably better off moving here, helping to defend that. In fact, we can really defend that a little bit better. Unfortunately, I didn't get some kind of stop for this troop, did I? Yeah, so if they want, with this troop, I'm not sure they will, but if they want, they certainly can move forward. Oh, this will be enemy territory, though, so this will actually cost him 30 and then 30. And he'll still have enough action points to attack. Bummer. Well, that's c'est la vie. We can't really do anything about it. So the only thing we could do is, I guess, move here. That would force them to attack through here, but then I'd lose my entrenchment moving this guy. I don't want to do that. So we're going to... Oh, we still have to bombard with this guy. That's funny. What I could do is actually bombard the armored cars. Any kind of damage to them would be great. No, it just doesn't make sense. I'm going to bombard this unit. And the last thing we have to do is some transfers. So I'm not even going to check, just I'm glad we did some damage. That's fair enough. Probably can move this guy forward as well. Let's do some transfers first, though. So we have 4 more artillery that need to be shuttled around. We'll use one of our land cap to get this guy some stuff. Artillery and a horse. Now I think we'll be using rail connection for getting... we'll transfer that out, so let's put 2 into here, because he can supply some of his yellow guys. So 2 more horses, let's make it 3 more horses, and 2 more artillery. Let's quickly transfer this into, let's say, the best. He has a horse, artillery. And then last, we'll transfer the remainder of the artillery to this guy. Artillery, 2 horse. Great. Oh, we do have 2 AT guns available to place somewhere. Well, I think the smart money is on, excuse me, putting it with one of these guys. I mean, the extremely smart money. Because this is fortified, forest. This is double fortified, so I think it's pretty okay. This is a forest, and I'm not sure they can even attack that. So this is the winner. Let's go ahead and give it to the 23rd. So we'll move 2 AT guns and 2 horses. That'll help defend a little bit, and it only costs 75. It's only down to 75 readiness because it's from gray to gray, headquarter-wise. Okay, anything else? We have rangers, horses, machine guns, submachine guns. I think we're all good. All that stuff. Oh, this guy never even moved forward. We never decided what he would do. I guess let's just move him here. It makes sense. And, well, you will stay right where you are then. Alright, so let's move this guy 1 forward. I think it's still okay. There's anything else he wants to change? Oh, maybe some staff percentages. 108, 106, 105. So let's transfer a couple more staff. We don't need many, but maybe a couple more staff around. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. That's fine. It probably didn't really make any difference, but that's fine. Okay, move north. And now the big thing we have to do is with our political points, we have to upgrade to machine gun 4s. So this is going to cost us all those action points. Our production lines are automatically upgraded. Now the big thing is to actually upgrade the units. So hopefully nobody else has to move, because at this point, you're not going to be able to move anymore. Yeah, actually this gray, why don't we reverse these guys? Move that like this, and this guy into here. Just get the gray closer to the gray. Okay, now we'll go to statistics, order of battle. We're going to do auto upgrade. We're at 9,200. That'll probably drop by quite a bit. So 390 dropped us down to 6,300 supply. Good. So now basically every unit that has any machine guns in it, that'll drop down to 0 action points because the machine guns are down to 0. But it doesn't lower their readiness at all, so they've just been, all their new equipment has been transferred in, and that should hopefully help us defend whatever kind of counterattacks are coming our way. Although it definitely won't help us against the armored cars. Okay, well, we've done everything we can, I think. Nothing else to do with this unit. There's still artillery here, yeah. Oh, but that just got here, so we'll have to wait. We'll have to wait for the readiness to increase a little bit more. The 2 AT guns as well, though. Is there any red units that could use AT guns? I don't think so, to be honest. I mean, maybe these guys. But we already transferred horses in, so it would not be... Yeah, well, the horses don't really need it, though. Let's just hold off. I think we're okay. And here... Ah, yes, the 2 artillery we just got. And then 2 AT guns, which could be transferred, but we lowered the horses again. I don't think any of these guys need AT guns. We have one massive hex here, which could possibly be attacked, but it has 1 AT gun at least. Oh, make that 2. Alright, so fine, get on with it. End the turn. Russians probably trying to think about how to take their city back. Oop, thought I saw an attack. I saw another attack. This is the one I'm worried about. Oh, wow. Whoa! Crazy. They actually attacked a swamp hex. I mean, they succeeded too, sadly. Okay, well, let's take a look at this history. Is that the first attack? I don't think so. They say it is. So they only lost 1 armored car attacking into the marsh. Wow. I was worried about this. I didn't even expect them to attack into the swamp. Yeah, I just really kicked our butts. So those are the only 2 battles. Alright, well, let's just take a look at the state of affairs. Looks like the French are trying to form some kind of reserve line, secondary line, over by this factory. We don't really care. We can actually start equipping this now. Honestly, I don't think we're going to have this and produce anything, but I will attach it here. As far as production goes, I think we'll intentionally set it to 0, though. We don't want any standard light tanks. Let it fully repair at least first, but I don't think we need the light tanks right now. And we forgot to form a new tank division for this guy. So that's okay though. Alright, otherwise, they did pull back quite a bit. This looks like a great opportunity for us to do some serious artillery bombardment. This even as well, if we can get the units that far forward to bombard. After that, they're kind of cut off though. I mean, I guess they can cross, but... Well, we're just pushing them back, and that's what we expected to do. And we can get this built. and then move that guy forward so he's ready to continue building stuff next turn. He doesn't even have the engineering points to keep building even one road per turn, so we probably need to invest at least 10% of some city production to get a few more engineers for him. Other than that, the French I feel like we're doing okay against, but the Germans and their armor, which makes sense from a historical standpoint, but in this case it's just randomly worked out that they are the Germans and they're using armor well. They are definitely kicking our butt. The good news is this guy's in a marsh, a swamp, and they actually defend 50% worse in a swamp as well. So we could counterattack. The only problem is if we counterattack with armor, we face the same problem where we take a 75% penalty. So that's incredible that they were all... This is incredible. They were attacking us through over a stream into a swamp. So minus 75% and then an additional from there minus 40%. Okay, what's... They were down to 15% of their attack strength. That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. They were down to 15% of their attack strength, and they were able to kick back 2 of our submachine gun guards. Wow, I am extremely impressed. I am extremely impressed. Well, that's about all we need to say about this one. I think I'll draw it to a close. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more action in the next episode. Actually, what I'm thinking of doing is possibly starting to do a little bit of time dilation stuff. Maybe do one turn off camera every time. Let me know what you think about that, just because I don't know if you want to see every turn grind. Certainly if I did a reorganization, I wouldn't do that on camera. But maybe it's still interesting to just do a few more turns, because what I feel like is going to happen, the way I kind of predict this game is going to go, and things have been going so far according to how I'm predicting it. We're going to start building more and more momentum because we keep getting more and more ahead in our research, which the AI is neglecting so that they can build, 8 tank factories or whatever they're doing with the political production. So that means that we're going to start to snowball ahead, which means every victory we win makes the next victory probably twice as easy. And that's maybe going to make the gameplay a little less interesting to watch, what I think. Which means that maybe I should stop showing as much video later, but maybe show the few last battles. I think I'll just show the few last battles around Velburg, because I might record videos before I get feedback about this. We've definitely had a huge success against the French in the north. If we're able to take Velburg and eliminate this pocket, I'll consider that a major success. In fact, I have a play-by-email partner lined up, and I think that's going to be a lot of fun. So look forward to that series after this, but it means that once we get to Marseille, Herschau, I think that we can start to consider ourselves already sitting more or less on the victory condition. But I'll look for feedback from any user comments. Until then, thanks for watching, and take care.